My name is Alex, and I'm an ordinary guy from a small town who has always tried to live by the rules. I don't have any special ambitions. I didn't dream of a big career or wealth. All I wanted was stability, a wife, 2 kids, a mortgage. That's what made up my life. After I lost my job at the factory, I had to settle for anything to pay the bills. So I ended up as a security guard at a warehouse in an industrial zone outside the city. The warehouse was old, half abandoned, but expensive equipment for local enterprises was stored there. The work was boring. You sat in a booth, watched the cameras, and occasionally walked around the area. The night shifts were the hardest. Silence, darkness, and the feeling of being all alone. But I got used to it. At least, that's how it seemed to me. That night, it started as usual. I arrived for my shift at 10 o'clock at night, said goodbye to the day guard, and settled down in the booth. Coffee, sandwiches, and a cell phone were my faithful companions. The first few hours passed without incident. I was beginning to think that this night would be as quiet as the previous ones, but around 3 in the morning, everything changed. First, I heard a strange sound, like someone trying to open the gate from the backyard. I was alarmed, but I thought it was probably a cat or the wind. I grabbed a flashlight and went to check it out. When I got outside, it was quiet. Too quiet. Not even the crickets were chirping. I headed for the gate, and then I heard footsteps. Quick, crisp, as if someone was running after me. I turned around but saw no one. The flashlight showed only an empty parking lot and garbage cans in the darkness. I was about to go back to the booth when suddenly I heard a voice say, "Hey man, don't move." It wasn't just one person. It was 3, all in black, with balaclavas over their faces. One was holding a gun pointed directly at me. I felt my legs go absorbent cotton and my throat go dry. "Keys to the warehouse! Quickly!" the one with the gun said. His voice was calm, but it felt threatening. I tried to say something, but the words stuck. Instead, I held out the keys. One of them took them and quickly headed for the warehouse door. The other 2 stayed with me. I stood there, feeling the sweat running down my back. "Relax, man. We're just gonna take a couple boxes and leave," the second one said, but his words didn't reassure me. I knew the warehouse held expensive equipment, and if it was stolen, I would definitely be in trouble. Suddenly, a loud barking sound came from around the corner of the warehouse. It was the dog that usually roamed the area. The robbers were distracted for a moment, and I took advantage of it. I dashed toward the booth to call the police, but one of them caught up with me, grabbed my arm, and pushed me to the ground. "I told you not to move," he hissed, holding a gun to my head. At that moment, I realized that my life was hanging by a thread. I closed my eyes, expecting the worst. But suddenly I heard a siren. It was the police. It turned out that my partner, who was supposed to arrive in an hour, had decided to stop by early and noticed a suspicious car at the gate. The robbers rushed to escape, but they were quickly apprehended. Since then, I no longer work night shifts. Every time I remember that night, I get a chill inside. I realize that sometimes silence can be deceiving, and the darkness hides more than it seems. Now I try to spend more time with my family and appreciate every moment of peace. After all, no one knows what might happen the next night. Thanks for listening to the end of my story, friend. If you liked it, give it a like and subscribe for more stories like this. And remember, be careful, especially when it's dark. The world isn't always what it seems. See you later.